So guys, after the draw for the Afcon 2025 qualifiers, Nigeria was placed in Group D alongside Benin, Libya, and Rwanda. My name is Adam, and welcome back to the channel. I'm a Ghanaian. I want to give my honest review and analysis on this particular group, Group D, and also how Nigeria can qualify for Afcon. Before we jump into it, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and also turn on notification. Quickly, let's take a look at Group D. Now, Group D consists of Nigeria, Benin, Libya, and Rwanda. And this is how you can qualify out of this group and any other group in the Afcon 2025 qualifiers. You either top the group or become a runner-up. In layman terms, you have to be part of the top two in your group to qualify for the Afcon that will be hosted in Morocco. And I asked myself, first thing looking at this group, will Nigeria qualify? Because on paper, if you close your eyes, you will just say Nigeria should be qualified, right? Because player for player, Nigeria have the best players to beat every single team in this group. The likes of Osimhen, Boniface, Ademola Lookman, you just named them. They will beat every single team here. That is on paper. But then let's talk about reality. Look at this group again and you will notice something familiar. Let me cast your minds back to the World Cup qualifier group, Group C. What do you see? The similarities amongst the teams playing in there. Nigeria, Rwanda, and also Benin. They are playing in the World Cup qualifiers and also playing in the Afcon 2025 qualifiers. And if you take a look at the World Cup qualifier group so far, after playing 4 games, Nigeria sit fifth in that group with 3 points after playing 4 games. Rwanda, they top the group 7 points after playing 4 games plus 2 goals. Look at Benin, 7 points minus 1 goal difference, but still they placed 10th in the World Cup qualifier groups. And Nigeria are going to face these teams again for the Afcon 2025 qualifiers. And one will be asking, looking at Nigeria's last game they played against Benin, which ended in a 2-1 win for Benin on neutral ground in Ivory Coast. Can Nigeria beat Benin if they meet again? Let's ask ourselves. One, you would say because there was Finidi George then, now he's no more. So if Nigeria brings in a new coach, maybe things would be different. I would agree with you on that. But this is a Benin team who did not lay down. They actually played that game. It wasn't like Nigeria was dominating throughout and Benin had 2 lucky goals. Benin actually played that game. And they fiercely contested with Nigeria. And they are going to face each other again. So these countries, Nigeria, Benin, and also Rwanda, they are going to play against themselves throughout this year into next year, both in the World Cup qualifiers and also in the Afcon 2025 qualifiers. Now, quickly, let's take a look at Nigeria head-to-head against all these countries that are going to play with in the Afcon 2025 qualifiers. Against Benin, before they played the World Cup qualifiers, Nigeria has met them about 3 times, and every single time Nigeria was dominant, has won every single game against them. It was just quite recently that Benin beat Nigeria 2-1. And I feel like Benin are having a very good team, a team of players who understand themselves and have played together for a very long time. And they have a very good coach too. So I believe that's the reason why we are seeing that kind of results from Benin. And Benin is a country who will now be feeling like, I have been able to beat Nigeria once. That means I can do it again. So to them, in their own minds, they know that Nigeria will give them 3 points. So Nigeria has to do a lot of work against Benin. So it is not easy group for Nigeria. 2, Libya. I think they are the weakest team in this group. Every single team who would like to face Libya and score a lot of goals. But then in Nigeria, we notice one thing. They concede a lot of goals and they hardly score. Like it's as if goal scoring is a very difficult thing for Nigeria quite recently. So I'm just not going to rule out the fact that this is going to be an easy game for Nigeria. I just believe that they need to go away and just take 3 points, both at home and away. As simple as that. There's no need to have so much expectation that Nigeria is going to score a lot of goals. If they score a lot of goals, that is bonus. But at the end of the day, just qualify. At the end of the day, qualify. As simple as that. Against Rwanda, I think Rwanda are doing a good job in the World Cup qualifiers. They are yet to face Nigeria. But so far, the only thing that have beaten them in the World Cup qualifier is only Benin. That game ended up in a 1-0 win for Benin. And Rwanda looks like a team that are really capable of causing an upset in this particular group. So this group is so open, it would be very competitive for Nigeria. If you take a look at every single country in here, they all believe they have a shot at making it to the Afcon 2025. And I think the country that would be most happy to play this group would be Benin, because Benin has beaten Nigeria and Benin has beaten Rwanda. So they are most confident that, come on, we have faced two teams already in this group. We can beat them again. Now, this is what Nigeria has to do, because, we all know when it comes to player for player, these countries do not watch Nigeria. But Nigeria needs a very good coach who can bring the best out of the team or the pool of players that would be called up for the Afcon qualifiers. Truth of the matter, if you take a look at the Nigerian squad that played in the Afcon, you will understand that when they played with a certain kind of agency. There was an identity. Nigeria had the best defense at the Afcon, and there was no team coming close to their defense, because you have Truls Ekong there making sure that, things were going on well. His leadership was evident. You could see it on that team. Now, he wasn't with the Nigeria team when they played the 2 World Cup qualifier games, and it was evident that there was no leadership in that team. Nigeria didn't have the leadership it needed on the field to let the players know that you need to focus. We have a game to win. So first of all, I feel like if Truls Ekong comes back, it will just give Nigeria that boost they need. If Osimhen comes back, it will give them the needed boost they need to go through this Afcon qualifiers, because it is very important. Benin, Libya, Rwanda, they are teams that Nigeria shouldn't be struggling or doing any mathematics or holding a calculator to calculate if they can beat these teams. No. So the first step Nigeria need to take is that making sure the likes of Truls Ekong, Victor Osimhen are all fit, Boniface and co are all fit to play in the qualifiers. The second step Nigeria has to take is getting an experienced and also a good coach. We all hear they are going for Hervé Renard. Hervé Renard is an experienced coach. He has a repertoire, a good CV when it comes to Africa here. He has won the Afcon with 2 different countries back to back. So he is a coach that when you bring him, one he commands respect, because he has won it in Africa back to back with 2 different countries. So he is a coach that I believe if Nigeria are able to get or land, that will be very good for them, because then they are taking a step in the right direction. 3, these players need to understand that even though the World Cup qualifier campaign hasn't been great so far, it is not over yet. And that goes for the Afcon group. These are teams you are going to face in the World Cup qualifier group. So you need to use them as to your advantage. You need to score them and score them properly. You see, if you are able to score them properly in this Afcon qualifiers, when you are meeting them again for the World Cup qualifiers, definitely they'll shake. I'm telling you, they are going to shake. So it is important that these players have it in them psychologically that it is not over until it's over. And we need to go in with a conviction in the mind that we can beat every single team in here, despite our previous, game against them or history against them in the World Cup qualifiers, which is very, very important. And also the NFF need to take their decisions seriously, because some decisions they have taken in the past few days in the past few months have not really been good. It has really affected the trajectory Nigeria wants to go when it comes to qualifying to the World Cup. Now that they are tracing their steps back and making the corrections or the needed corrections, they need to make sure that going forward, they don't do any mistake, especially when it comes to appointment of coaches or handling Super Eagles affairs. They need to handle it in a proper manner. Bringing friction between players and coaches are not the right way to go. There are better ways to go about it. So NFF, the players, and also getting a proper coach would be a step in the right direction for Nigeria to make it out of this group, qualify for the Afcon 2025 and represent, Nigeria. And also, if all things being equal, they can win the rest of their World Cup qualifier games and make it to the World Cup 2026. So guys, this is just based on my own opinion. You have seen the Group D, Nigeria, Benin, Libya, and also Rwanda. And also the familiarity amongst these countries is that Nigeria, Benin, and Rwanda are in the same World Cup qualifier group, which is Group C. So I mean, things could go right, things could go wrong, depending on the decision made by NFF and also what the players believe they can achieve with the Super Eagles team. This is my own reaction to it. I might be right, I might be wrong. Let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comments, and let's have a discussion about it. So guys, I'll make sure to see you in the next one. My name is Eden. Charlie, we go bye.